Duke's circle is full of clever bastards, but no one is like Jindosh. His home is supposed to be full of marvels, and there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion. Emily, take care of this crazy man and his Clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me.
Hey guys, what's up, it's Ellie here. Over the weekend, I was finally able to get my hands on this fantastic game we've all been waiting for at the 2016 EB Games Expo in Sydney, Australia. The level that was demoed was the Clockwork Mansion, as shown in many of the game's promos. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record my own gameplay, so I've used the gameplay trailers released by Bethesda Softworks and some gameplay kindly given to me from my friend Lone Vault Wanderer, so links to all of the original videos in the description. This mission is honestly such a fantastic way to introduce the game to the fans, and I enjoyed every second of it. So let's get into this content and take a look at just how this mission ticks. We've seen these intricate rollercoaster-esque tracks in all sorts of promos for the game already. This is basically the main way of transporting Karnaca, at least for the higher class. We get a great look at the outside environment of Karnaca, all the beautiful greenery and an overlook of the whole city. As we come to a stop, we arrive at the Upper Aventa district, which leads to the entrance of the Clockwork Mansion. This mansion is of course owned and constructed by Kirin Jindosh, who is the grand inventor to the Duke of Serkonos. In this mission, our goal is to rescue Anton Sokolov, who has been kidnapped by Jindosh, either as a ploy to lure Emily or Corvo to the mansion, or perhaps he needed Sokolov's skills to work on a new invention or improve a current one. We weren't really told any background, so those were my theories. So we enter the mansion and all seems pretty normal until we reach a configuration lever on our right. Pulling it down, the whole room transforms and reveals new pathways and rooms. This is all powered by a series of gears and power generators in rooms hidden behind the walls and under the floors, which a lot of people found themselves stuck in, which was quite funny. A Clockwork soldier is revealed but is passive, watching you as you pass. In the background we hear Jindosh over a speaker system speaking to us. As we walk up the stairs and enter an open plan room, we see a big door. Approaching this door, we see Jindosh use a step mechanism, which we saw in the previous trailer. There is some dialogue here saying that he is aware of who the character is. So let's take a listen from Emily's perspective.
Now that I see you, I've worked out who you are. Not a hired cutthroat. Your clothes are too fine. An aristocratic thrill seeker? That's closer. You trained with weapons formerly, but are not a salon fencer. There's a good back alley in your movements. All that, and you have your father's eyes, your imperial majesty. Welcome, Lady Emily Caldwin.
Impressive, Jindosh. Then you must also know why I'm here.
I'd assume my involvement with the Duke brought you to my door. Or maybe you're after washed-up Anton Sokolov, comfortably residing in the assessment chamber. Either way, come find me and take whatever it is you seek. But if you fall, I'll have your body carried to my lab for dissection and study.
I'll see you soon, Jindosh.
Until then.
The character is then faced with two Clockwork soldiers. Here we finally see what the new enemy is capable of, shocking our character. This definitely surprised me when playing, but what also is really cool is the fact that the Clockwork soldiers actually have a voice and talk when alerted. There are then two ways of moving forward after the soldiers have been dealt with. Firstly, we can travel through a passageway blocked by a wall of light. This is the way that people playing at the demo were directed to go. It was a good way of introducing this element to new players and getting them used to following a power source. It also showed off some more of the transforming interior and how you could use the small room under the floor to access the wall of light's power source and use a rewire tool or remove the whale oil to allow you as the player to walk right through with no damage taken. In this second way, we see a great example of Shadow Walk for a stealthy takeout of this Clockwork soldier on the bottom level. For those who are wondering about these new enemies, killing these guys will not add any sort of kill count, so you can do a no kills playthrough and still take these guys out. Moving forward and traveling through this door, we basically take a shorter route, which is guarded by 3 enemies. I'm going to show off a couple of ways of approaching these 2 guards. The first shows Emily using her domino power to connect the 2 guards, and then collaborating this with the use of Shadow Walk to effectively take them down simultaneously. You can also use Shadow Walk to take down enemies in a non-lethal approach, which is pretty cool. A second demonstration shows Emily using her doppelganger power to produce a replica of herself, and then take down the 2 guards and a Clockwork soldier. Who said there was no I in team? This low chaos demo is probably the funniest one to me, being able to just break through the ceiling, use far reach, Emily's equivalent to Corvo's blink. This low chaos demo is probably the funniest one to me, being able to just break through the ceiling, use far reach, Emily's equivalent to Corvo's blink from the previous game, and easily navigate to them without any other interception. Emily then spots the first target, which she waits for, and when the guard is in her sights, she puts her in a chokehold, and basically throws her through the window she came in from, closing the window behind her, which is a small mechanic I actually really like. If you do choose to go high chaos, however, the kills in this game, in my opinion, are so much more satisfying, they're gorier, and we do get to see some pretty neat cinematic kills. In another quick demo of non-lethal takedowns, we see Corvo shoot this guard with his sleep dart. What is interesting is the reaction time that the guard has, which is pretty delayed, but he does physically react to the dart in his arm before passing out, which is pretty cool. So definitely, if your intention is to do a ghost or just a non-lethal low chaos run for this mission, the trick is to travel in the space between the walls. Staying hidden this way does help with avoiding a bunch of different enemies and things like this pesky arc pylon. On your way to rescuing Anton Sokolov, you'll find these 2 characters. One we have seen before. We don't actually have a set name for either, however. I won't reveal what exactly they talk about, but you do learn something about these characters during their conversation if you listen long enough. Here, Emily uses her Mesmerize ability to distract the 2 before she moves forward. We are now on our way to what I think is the most interesting puzzle of the mission, Jindosh's mechanical maze. The player must use levers and hidden pressure plates to navigate through the maze and get to Sokolov. We see a Clockwork soldier in the way, but rather than ripping off its head and destroying its core, we take a far less chaotic approach. Sneaking up from behind, we can attach a rewire tool to the soldier. So now that Clockwork soldier will attack anything that the character considers a threat. It's a pretty fun part of the mission, and there is some serious nostalgia when you finally get to Sokolov. After freeing Sokolov and placing him in the carriage, there is still one last objective. This is to eliminate Kirin Jindosh. This, however, doesn't necessarily mean killing him. You can use this pretty risky but awesome shortcut to find a cool way into his laboratory. This is once again a great demonstration of the level design's theme of Clockwork, traveling through the moving interior as if you were traversing within the inner workings of a clock. Of course, you can decide to go a high chaos route and take out all the enemies in the room, along with your target Kirin Jindosh, but there is also a more interesting approach to this objective. The Grand Inventor seems to have invented his own gradual demise, with a machine that will essentially turn his brain into scrambled eggs. What happens to him after is unknown at this point, but what we do know is that his inventing days are definitely over. After eliminating Jindosh, your character then returns to Sokolov, and presumably brings him back to the Dreadful Whale, your character's hub in Dishonored 2, the equivalent to the Hound Pit's pub in the first game. Playing as Corvo and playing as Emily can definitely change how you approach this mission. Corvo's powers are basically the same with some added improvements with the addition of skill trees, and Emily's powers are totally all new. It is for that reason I definitely enjoyed playing as Emily, dare I say, perhaps a little more than I did Corvo. The game so far has definitely been what it has been built up to be, and I hope you all get the opportunity to try the hands-on out. But if not, it's not long until we all get to play the game on its release date of the 11th of November. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, all my social media in the description below, and subscribe for more Dishonored content. Bye!
C D E N G H I J K Elemental Double V X Y Z.